Today, I'd like to give a response to the formal State of the Union delivered by President Biden. Even though we've seen so many strides made from the Inflation Reduction Act, from the CHIPS Act, and countless bills that garnered bipartisanship, the biggest thing we advocate for is to continue pushing. Net zero is not enough. Real zero is our goal as a youth movement. For us to continue seeing climate action, rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement is simply not enough. What's enough is us to advance social, racial, and environmental justice in communities seeing pollution burden all across America. From advancing the Justice 40 initiative to actually make sure that ending lead piping reaches Black and Brown communities across the country and the world, then we have to continue making sure that in these next 2 years we show up and that we continue to show the power of young people. Because over the past 2 years, we've seen elected officials that represent Gen Z go into office. And with that power, we've seen a massive mobilization of our generation to make sure that we see new legislation that reflects our values and our beliefs. So, as a response to the State of the Union, we demand that elected leaders that have the voice in these positions of power make sure that they don't remain complacent, but push farther and farther so that when our generation has the power to actually be 35 years old and run for president, then we can see ourselves reflected in the values that our country upholds. We've seen with the recent racial killings of people all across America that racial violence and bigotry has not ended. We've seen that the climate emergency is continuing to ravage Black and Brown communities, especially in Lower Ninth Ward in Louisiana, in Florida, and in the Southeast United States. And we'll continue to see the climate emergency rage across communities for years to come. But what we're not seeing is scaled and scoped action that will meet that emergency with tangible, actionable, and equitable goals. What we need is for the time to be now, and that for the era of fossil fuel to be over. We cannot allow another day for new fossil fuel plants to be constructed and placed in communities that are already faced with petrochemical plants placed in their backyards, where they're breathing toxic water, breathing toxic air, and drinking toxic water. This is the time for us to act. This is the time for us to step up and be the America we say we are.